Have you ever waited for a message that never came? This is the story of a little girl who waited, and what she discovered will break your heart. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Varada English. I'm Zara, and today I have a very special and emotional story to share with you. It's called The Silent Phone. Let's start the story. My name is Priya. I am 10 years old. I live in a small, noisy apartment in a very big city. My world is full of sounds, cars honking, neighbors talking, and the whistle of the pressure cooker from our kitchen. My mother works very hard. She leaves early in the morning and comes home when the street lights are already on. Her hands are rough from cleaning other people's houses, but her smile is soft when she sees me. Before, my brother, Rohan, was here. He was much older than me, almost like a young father. He would carry me on his shoulders so I could see the colorful kites flying in the sky. He called me his little sparrow. When I was sad, he would buy me a mango from the cart downstairs. The sweet, sticky juice would run down my chin, and I would forget why I was crying. But one day, Rohan had to go away. He got a job on a big ship that travels across the ocean. He said it was the only way to earn enough money for our family. The day he left, I held on to his leg and would not let go. He knelt down and looked into my eyes. "Priya, my little sparrow," he said, "I have to fly away for a while, but I will send you messages. You will hear from me." He gave me a small, old mobile phone. It was a simple one with a black and white screen. "This is our phone," he explained. "Only I will message you here. When you see my name, you will know I am thinking of you." I held the phone in my small hands. It felt heavy and important. "Promise you will message every week?" I asked, my voice shaking. He hugged me tight. "I promise, Priya. I will tell you about all the oceans and the strange birds I see. You will feel like you are traveling with me." After Rohan left, the apartment felt bigger and quieter. The noises from the street seemed louder, but our home felt more silent. I kept the phone with me always. I put it next to my plate during dinner. I kept it under my pillow at night. The first few months were wonderful. Every Sunday, like clockwork, the phone would beep. A simple message would appear. "Hello, little sparrow. The water is so blue today. It looks like the sky fell into the sea. I saw dolphins. They jumped beside the ship. They were showing off for you. Thinking of you. Did you eat a mango today?" I would run to my mother, my heart dancing with joy. "Ma, look, Rohan sent a message." We would read it together, and for a moment the small apartment felt full of his presence. I started a special notebook. I wrote down all his messages. I drew pictures of blue oceans and jumping dolphins next to them. But then, things began to change. One Sunday, the phone did not beep. I checked it again and again. I thought the battery was dead. I charged it all night, but there was no message. I felt a small, cold worry in my stomach. The next Wednesday, a message finally came. "Sorry, Priya. Very busy." Miss you. The message was short. No dolphins, no blue water, just 5 words. My mother saw my face. She patted my head. He is working hard, Beta. The world is big, and he is a small part of a big ship. He is tired. I understood, but the cold worry in my stomach did not go away. The messages became less and less. Sometimes 2 weeks would pass, sometimes a whole month. They were always short. I am okay. Hope you are well. I still wrote them in my notebook, but the page looked empty. I had no new pictures to draw. I never stopped carrying the phone. When I went to school, it was in the very bottom of my school bag. When I helped my mother wash the dishes, it was on the counter nearby. I was afraid I would miss a beep. Sometimes the phone would vibrate. My heart would jump. But it was never him. It was always a message from the phone company telling us to pay the bill, or it was the wrong number. Once, someone messaged asking for Mr. Sharma. I was so desperate, I wrote back, "This is Priya. Is that you, Rohan?" No one answered. I started writing messages to him in my notebook, messages I could never send. Dear Rohan, I got first place in my science test. My teacher said I am very smart, like my brother. Dear Rohan, the mangoes are in season. They are very sweet. I saved one for you. Dear Rohan, Ma's cough is back. I made her tea. I wish he were here. One evening, the monsoons came. The rain was pounding on our roof like 1,000 drums. I was sitting on the floor, doing my homework, when the phone beeped. It was a sound I had almost forgotten. I grabbed it. My hands were shaking so much I almost dropped it. There was a message, but it wasn't from Rohan's number. It was a number I did not know. My heart beat very fast. I opened the message. It read, "Is this the family of Rohan Mehta?" I showed it to my mother. Her face became pale. She took the phone and called the number. I stood close to her listening. I could hear a woman's voice on the other side. It was a gentle voice, but it sounded serious. I could not hear all the words, but I heard my mother gasp. She sank into a chair. She put the phone down and held me tight. Her tears fell on my head. "Priya, my child," she whispered. There was a storm, far away in the ocean. Rohan's ship. She did not have to finish. I knew. The woman was from the shipping company. There had been an accident 2 months ago. Rohan was gone. 2 months. For 2 months, I had been waiting for a message from my brother. I had thought he was busy. I had thought he was tired. I had thought, sometimes, that he had forgotten his little sparrow. But he was not busy. He was gone. He had been gone all that time. I did not cry that night. I just held the phone and looked at his last real message. "Hope you are well." I read it again and again. The next day, I opened my notebook. On a fresh, new page, I wrote, "Now I know why my phone was silent. My brother was not busy. He had flown too far away, farther than any message can travel." A few weeks later, a man from the company visited us. He brought a small box. Inside was Rohan's wallet. There was a photo in it, a photo of me and him, from when I was very small, sitting on his shoulders. We were both laughing. I put the photo on our small shelf, next to God's picture. I placed his old phone right beside it. I make sure it is always charged. Every Sunday, I still wait. But now I wait differently. I sit by the window and look at the sky. I eat a mango, and the sweet juice reminds me of his smile. Sometimes, when a strong wind blows through the city, it rustles the pages of my notebook. I like to think that is his message, that he is telling me about the wind over the oceans he loved. I still keep the phone on. I charge it every night. Not because I think it will beep, but because its light reminds me of his love. A love that does not disappear. It just changes, like a cloud changing shape in the sky. Maybe one day, when I am very old, I will hear a beep, and when I look at the phone, it will be a message from him. It will say, "Hello, little sparrow. I have been waiting for you." Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of our community. Until next time, take care and keep listening. This is Zara from Varada English, signing off.